Hold on, I'm changing it. Or you can change it. Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore live show. We're back again. I told you guys, just wait like 10 minutes. We'll be back. And we're here to discuss Daredevil Born Again Season 1 finale, a.k.a. Season 1, Episode 9. As always, this is Nerd Chicana Hero alongside my wonderful co-host, Brad and Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful Sunday night again. I'm just over here changing banners and stuff. Don't worry about me.
Yeah. Tired, sleepy. I don't work tomorrow. So after this is done, I'm going to lay down. I'm going to turn on my TV, and I'm going to watch Night 1 of WrestleMania and hopefully get to Night 2 tomorrow because there's no way I finish all of that tonight.
I just got to say, I'm an old school kind of wrestling fan from way back in the day who, we didn't all have all this glitz and glamour and all that. And I enjoyed Night 1. I think Night 2's better from what I've seen so far.
Yeah. Did you watch all of Night 2 or you just
I haven't. Well, no, because I had to come and do this with you. So I watched quite a bit of Night 2.
I haven't finished episode 9, so please don't spoil it. You're just gonna have to get out when we throw up the spoiler banner.
We'll put on the spoiler alert.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. We'll have the spoiler warning for you guys, so don't worry about that. What's up? What's up, Alexis?
But Night 1 was really good, and some of the matches people were complaining about, like the Charlotte and Tiffany match. I thought it was good, but I think people were expecting like some high flying kind of shit, and it was real kind of ground and pound, just punch each other in the face.
Yeah. Well, after the build up those two had, I think that was the only possible way to work that match.
There's a part at the end, Ro, like look at Tiffany Stratton's face real close at the end of that match. It does, like, I don't think it happened, but it does look like some of her teeth were chipped. That's what it looks like.
She posted a photo. She didn't have chipped teeth. She had
it was like mascara or blood or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because she posted a photo and it was like...
Yeah, but you look at it, like, after the match, it does look like her teeth are chipped, and we're like, damn.
Yeah. What's up, Alexis? How you doing, bro? But yeah, I'm gonna get to that, Brad. I'm just really tired, dude. I'm really tired. I shouldn't have gone out with Eric last night. I should have stayed home.
That's the most honest, probably, sentence you will ever say.
Yeah. I had to throw out what was left of that whiskey for him because it's like he wanted to keep drinking after he came back in. And I was like, dude, you had like maybe this much left. Like I was like, you finished. I was like, I lied to him. I obviously told him when he's drunk. He's like, I told him, dude, you finished it. You finished it. And he's like, no, there's no way. We already had a little bit. I'm like, you finished it, bro. It's all gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do that.
Yeah. It's just, and then Brad, Eric when he's drunk is so fucking annoying, Brad.
That's most people when they're drunk. Roll.
That's and not really just touchy and really like weird.
really weird when he's drunk.
I don't think you want to be around Eric when he's drunk, Brad.
I do.
You might catch an HR violation.
You're my little buddy.
Yeah. I don't know, Brad. I don't know, Brad. There's some shit that Eric does when he's drunk. Brendan might have to slap him up a little bit. Like, don't you do that to my husband.
Throw him. Hey, did you happen to watch the Hall of Fame speech, Triple H? Like any part of that?
Clips.
More so the Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, he pecked him. He got a little kiss. Which I am willing to put some money that is not the first time that ever happened between the two.
Not the first, probably not the last.
Yeah. Those two motherfuckers probably said like, "Hey, Sean, you wanna break the internet?
Yeah.
Let's do this." Yeah. Yeah, he probably told him, like, you wanna get Twitter talking?
Let's have our beards touch.
Yeah. He gave him a little peck.
Yeah, it was a little peck. I mean, it was.
Next time they should just do it longer.
I mean, honestly though, but if like somebody had said the thing Sean said about Triple H to me, I probably would have kissed him too. Been like, yeah.
Yeah. You can't deny how much Sean loves.
No.
Triple H. Like. Then it's funny because like at one point those two hated each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But I like Sean's opening joke. This is the ass kissing part of the show. He says I might get in trouble for that joke. But then Yeah, I guess they had the what is it, the NXT show the next day.
Yeah, yeah. The what's it called? The Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, which I heard was good. I heard that was good
Yeah,
too.
I want to watch that. I am so excited for this AAA WWE and NXT mega event that they're doing in June.
Hmm.
This sounds really fucking awesome, and I can't believe they bought AAA, bro.
I can because AEW has been working, I guess, with the competitor.
Yeah, with
From
CML,
what I've been reading,
CML.
I've been reading some people like really like the idea of WWE purchasing AAA, and then a lot of people hate the idea. So I don't
Well,
know.
because
We'll
back in the
see.
day, they were supposed to do the whole like NXT Latin America, NXT Europe, NXT
Mm.
Asia.
And that didn't happen.
It didn't really happen. And it kind of crumbled after like the pandemic hit and then Vince. So I think this is kind of moving in that direction where they're like, oh, we're going to have our own like Mexican, like what's it called, promotion. And we can do these events with, we really fucking dope if every year we have a Worlds Collide with AAA and we have this big pay-per-view where they go and do like this, Forbidden Door type pay-per-view that AEW does.
I think we're seeing though, like the excitement for the luchadors in
Oh yeah.
WWE, just with Penta and now Ray Phoenix
Yeah.
in there. Just the overall excitement, and Ray Phoenix getting a WrestleMania night one, and he's been in the company for what, a week?
Yeah, well,
Because
of
Ray got
course they
hurt.
were. Yeah, Ray got hurt, right? But like, that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
to be in the main event, the first, like, he's been a week in the company.
Gonna be good. Alberto El Patron dropping the belt. El Grande Frappuccino is gonna be huge. Yeah, I would die of laughter if El Grande Americano beats Alberto Del Rio.
Do you mean Chad Gable?
That's not Chad Gable, right?
Do you mean Chad Gable?
No, it's not Chad Gable.
I love Michael Cole's commentary. Like if you watch when you watch that match, listen to Michael Cole's commentary of just like Chad Gable, just Chad Gable. He's got the same tattoo roll.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see El Grande Americano. What's it called? Sell out. What's it called? Sell out. Worlds Collide on June 7th.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. But that's awesome. I can't wait to see Vikingo have a match.
I have.
Yeah.
I've seen him once before, I think.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker
good.
is the real deal, Brad. He's the real fucking deal. One of the best luchadors on the planet. I hope they do Vikingo versus Ray. If Ray, I don't think Ray. Oh, actually, I don't think Ray's gonna be healed in time.
Probably not.
Bye. No.
Maybe a
So maybe
Penta?
down the line, hopefully they do it. But yeah, this opens the world to so many possibilities, Brad. I mean, like, you have so many things that they can do here with different matches. Like, fuck, dude, this is gonna be fucking
I think you
awesome.
should stick him with the War Raiders, just because they wear the same outfits, really.
Yeah, Vikingo and the Roy Raiders versus
Yeah.
what's it called?
That'd be lit.
Yeah. But other than that, man, Brad, let's just go ahead and get into the whole review of this. So.
Okay.
Alexis, get ready, man. We're going to start talking spoilers in a bit. So, if you have not watched Daredevil Born Again Season 1, Episode 9, aka the finale, make sure that you get out of here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the episode, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes, this is the one and only spoiler warning. And it is in effect after these words from our sponsors in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today's episode of the Nerdcore Live Show is brought to you by SeatGeek. Whether you want to see your favorite band, sports team, or comedian, SeatGeek has you covered. We're proud to be partnering with SeatGeek to offer you $10 off with code TheNerdCore. That's $10 off your first order at SeatGeek.com with code THENERDCORPS. So take a seat at your next live event with SeatGeek. Thank you. Now let's get back to today's video. All right, Brad. So this is Season 1. Episode 9 titled...
This is season finale, also.
Yeah. Season 1, Episode 9 titled Straight to Hell.
You think?
Mayor Fisk becomes the Mayor Kingpin, and Daredevil is unleashed as chaos takes over the city. Directed by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Written by, of course... sorry, hold on. I gotta click on this
Tell you
thing.
what, there's one character that didn't have any more head.
Oh, yeah. Created for television by David Scartapane, Mark Corman, and Chris Ord. Written by Heather Belson and David Scartapane. Catherine Blair serves as the executive story editor. Staff writer is Dion Kleiger. And, of course, Daredevil is created by Stan Lee and Bill Everett. And this episode stars Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Margarita Levieva, Artie Fruscian, Nikki M. James, Ayelet Zurer, Michael Gandolfini, Sabrina Guevara, Clark Johnson, Jania Walton, Wilson Bethel, John Bernthal, Deborah Ann Wool, and more. All right, let me see here. We got any trivia? They definitely had time to put in some trivia, Brad.
Yeah, it's been towards the weekend.
Yeah. Just as in the comics, Daredevil number 2227 for 1985, the Kingpin has Matt's apartment blown up. However, in the comic, it was only then that Matt realized the Kingpin was specifically targeting him and intentionally ruining his life. That was all. That's the only entry into the fucking trivia. All right, Brad. What's this Stacy saying here?
Fight choreography by the great Kali.
Yep. Brad, I really like this finale. I thought it was a really good finale. Not as great as last week's episode, but a really good finale. I am excited for what episode of season 2 is going to bring, but I felt that the first half was way weaker than the second half. Love seeing the Punisher back. Love seeing Deborah. Love seeing Karen come back. Yep. And getting to see like this massive consolidation of power. Honestly, that's all it is. Like Fisk.
Centralization of power.
Yeah,
basically.
Fisk just completely consolidates the power, and he finally realizes like I've been trying to just be mayor and be Kingpin on the side, but he's like I realized like what I need to do is just be the two at the same time.
Just be both.
Yeah.
And also we learned the secret of the whole point of why he wanted to work on Red Hook so badly. Mm-hmm. That's because that's where he does all his business, and apparently it's a free port, which doesn't work under the rules of America.
How that fucking works, I don't know.
It's its own country, basically.
Yep. But Brad, what are your initial thoughts on season 1, episode 9?
I actually particularly like this episode more than last week's episode. Not by much, but I like this episode more. I agree with Raul. I wish the first half would have been a lot stronger as much as the second half. I think we would have really had a good show. Also, I think basically just leaving everyone for the last episode is kind of a shit move. It's like you introduce Punisher in what, episode 3?
3, yeah.
And then we don't see him till the very end. And then Karen Page was in the first episode, and then we don't see her till the very end. Less. So to me, it's like, okay, you had all these great characters, and you're not going to use them for like even more. You kind of just put them on the shelf, and then at the very end, you're like, oh, I got to put up like a really good thing because we know we have a season 2, so I'm going to throw the Punisher out there because he's going to have his own show, and then I'm bringing back Karen Page because she's got to be in the second season to get people back. And I think that's kind of a shit move in that. But honestly, this whole season and what even Netflix's series came down to was always Kingpin versus
yeah. It's just been such a rocky first season for this show. To me, the ending's still a bit kind of underwhelming. Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of been rocky getting to this point. But I still think it works.
Well, I think bringing back the Punisher, like, of course they were, because they have his own season, so they had to do that. But I think the most important was bringing back Karen Page.
Yeah.
because she grounds Matt Murdock a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was missing during last season was that chemistry between those two. Because I mean with the psychiatrist, there wasn't really that much chemistry there.
Yeah, which fucking shit. Now she becomes like the
Yeah.
the
Like
what's
what
it
the
called?
hell?
The Secretary of Mental Health Services or something?
Yeah, some bullshit. Another bullshit title.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anyways,
My mental
yeah,
health czar.
yeah, basically. Which I don't know how that's going to work. But
Ain't gonna be
yeah, I
treating
don't.
Poindexter, that's for sure.
But I don't understand. Like, she literally, like, everything that Matt said in that hospital bed, she was like, "Nah, fuck him,
Yeah.
fuck him," and but he said, "I'm gonna go work for Kingpin."
Well, I think what's it called? The Karen being back is a really good thing because like it also kind of puts a little bit of the strain between what's it called Frank and Matt
Yeah,
because like Matt's kind of like thinking that Frank is still like her and Frank are still interested in each other.
there is no way. There is no like even if that did happen, Frank is so volatile, it would never it would
No,
never work.
no. There's
There
absolutely
is a
no way.
reason Frank's in like a YMCA basement with a bunch of grenades.
I think the Punisher show is gonna really concentrate on him trying to crack down on the whole like what's it called police task force that's like impersonating him.
Well, I mean, he kind of already did.
Kind of, but like he's gonna start like. Well, I can only see them like the task force growing now that Fisk has more power.
I mean, I'm like with the ending of this, like the not like the second ending, I guess, where they show Punisher basically escaping. That was there. I don't
Yeah,
understand why Frank don't just stay there and just wait for the Kingpin in his big white suit to show up.
yeah, yeah.
That's my opinion on that. But anyways, just I know they got to continue the story, but in my mind, Punisher would just be like over there with like a baseball bat and just waiting.
Yeah. I think the strongest stuff in this episode is the stuff between Frank and Matt. Like him just like being there and just like the whole thing like, oh, like what's it called? Like, oh, you think his life? What about his life? Does that matter? Boom, and just shoots him. And it's just that
Yeah,
constant,
well,
difference between the two and what both of them represent
the
as somebody
different
who doesn't want to
ideologies.
kill and the one who just doesn't find a problem with killing people.
Yeah, the different ideologies. Also, what was the reasoning behind Frank just going there by himself?
I don't fucking know.
Like, I mean, like no plan. He just went there, which I mean that could be a Punisher move, just walking in there, just wanting to die, and then just killing a bunch of people. But at the same time, I don't know. I like the fight choreography in this. I like the back and forth between Daredevil and Frank. Specifically, Daredevil going, Frank, tone it down. And Frank's like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah. Those like Charlie Cox and John Bernthal always have amazing chemistry with each other. They
Yeah,
they work so well with each other to the point it's like I want these two to be Daredevil and Punisher for as long as I can have them be because like they play these roles so well and they understand these characters so well. It's just I wish the writing was always, as strong as like every time they're on screen together.
And I think what also basically hurts this season is basically what you brought up is we know how good this writing can be because we saw it in 3 seasons on Netflix, plus a Punisher
Yeah.
series, plus Jessica Jones and the whatever other shows they had. We've seen like those were some of the best written I think Marvel shows. And it's really hard, especially on a Disney level, to kind of
Yeah.
reach that. I'm surprised Disney had that commissioner death. Like,
Oh yeah.
full frame of that dude's head being crushed. And I'm sitting there going, and I'm looking at it, and there's a Disney logo in the corner, and I'm going,
Huh?
I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely fucking brutal. But
Brutal.
once again, this is the same guy who fucking decapitated a guy with his fucking car door.
Yeah. No, I fucking I know who Kingpin is. I get that, but it was just, we're like with Disney. I mean, again, you had like Captain America also take off a guy's head with a shield in another like episode. But to see it full and just the and if I was any of those cops in there, I'd be like, well, yeah, I'm gonna do what the Kingpin says. Yep. Nope,
Yep.
I am not questioning him. I just saw him just crush a dude's head. Like the top half of his face is over there and the bottom half is over here now. Like, it's not. Nope.
Yep. So now, what's it called? The whole city is now under like martial law. There's a curfew. All vigilantes will be killed on the spot.
I'm getting like
Because
feeling like
it's gonna become a little familiar, huh?
You thinking they're talking about something? Maybe.
Yeah. It's a little too topical, don't you think?
A little bit. Yeah. We'll see.
Yep. And it's just now Fisk is like completely like become Mayor Kingpin, and I'm really excited to see where we go with that, Brad. I think that this was a good season. I think that it definitely builds a hype for the second one, but I think that the writing has been like really up and down this whole season.
But here's my take on that: is we know they did a whole first season, which looked like episode 5.
Yeah.
And then they brought in writers to rework those, and they had clips of that first season stuck in places. So in the second season, my guess is that they're continuing on with the writers they brought in to start it. And so that's what I'm hoping for, is we get those writers back, and it's not cut and paste and try to make things work.
Yeah. I hope now that we're going to be working with a season that's just completely written with a certain tone already in mind, and not a season that was written overhauled.
Yeah.
I hope that now we have a stronger season. I want us to start exploring that the faith of Matt Murdock, and him to like really start to have that stuff be questioned, and him having his questions about like what is going on and how it concerns his faith as well. I want to see more of Karen. I want to see more of what's it called, the Punisher. But yeah,
which I think you were getting in the last 2 episodes of this series. You were really seeing that. You were really seeing Matt Murdock have to like find within himself on why he didn't want to like defend Bullseye. Like, we knew why. Perfectly reasonable why. But in himself, I can see, like, I'm a lawyer. If he's asking me to defend him, it's my responsibility. And at the same time, he's going, no, this dude killed my best friend. Like, in no way, shape, or form can I do that. Yeah. So, like, I see the struggle. If they continue with that in the second season, it's already going to be better, much better than the first season. Just lump on that Catholic guilt.
Yeah. Well, by the way, what's it called? John Bernthal's whole thing when he's talking to the squad of what's called copycat Punishers, easily some of the best writing and some of the best performing.
Yeah.
In Marvel, like, in general.
I mean,
holy shit.
John Bernthal just in front of a bunch of people laying it out, like, his beliefs as
whether he's
Punisher,
in a courtroom,
whether
in an alley.
That's exactly what I was, the courtroom scene. Like, it's very difficult to beat that scene to me.
Yeah. But I loved it. I thought he did a great job there, and just you really hear that pain where he's just like, you think you know my pain? Like, you wear that skull, but you know what that skull represents to me, and it's like you guys are nothing like him.
Like you guys aren't hearing his wife and child's voice at night telling him to do in people. Like, you ain't there.
Yeah. But strong season. I don't think it's perfect, and I don't think it's as great as it could be. Brad, I'm going to go ahead and give this episode a 9 out of 10, but I'm going to go ahead and give this season an 8.75 out of 10. I'm excited for season 2. I hope that it's not fighting this, overhaul of what's it called, of of a like tone, and I hope that it just sticks consistently what it wants to do. You did see in this season where they did have that humor sprinkled in there, and it really does work sometimes. But there was also times where it just kind of was like, okay, this just doesn't feel like a Daredevil show now.
No.
It feels like an MCU Daredevil show, and I just don't think that really worked that well sometimes. But Brad, what is your final verdict for the season and for the episode?
I'll go with the episode first. For the episode, I'm going to give it a 9.25 out of 10. A little higher than you, Raul. Really enjoyed it. But for the season, I cannot excuse episode 5 for the life of me. I just can't. You wasted a whole episode and you only had 9 episodes. So to me, I mean, I might have been there with you if it wasn't for that. Or at least around like an 8.25. But with that one episode, you ruined the momentum that you were kind of having. And then also, there was no point to that episode. Like, Kamala Khan never gets brought up again.
Doesn't even show up.
Like, her dad never shows up. That gang never gets called out. Like, that fucking diamond. There was no goddamn
Could use an Iron Fist cameo.
Jesus
Shut the
Christ,
fuck
Stacey.
up.
Stop it, Stacey. Don't give them ideas. And for that, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
That is crazy. Wow. Okay. All right. Brad really hated episode 5.
Fucking. It was so fucking stupid. There was no point to that episode. Like, it affected the show in no way.
Yeah. Brad. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So that concludes our review of Daredevil Born Again Season 1, Episode 9. As always, keep up to date with us on nerdcore.com, Twitter, the nerdcore_, Instagram at the nerdcore, TikTok at the nerdcore, Letterboxd at the nerdcore, patreon.com/nerdcore. We're going to be live tomorrow for our review of High Life and our review of Sancho the Bailiff.
We'll try the same show. I'm trying.
Yeah. Did you get through any of it, or did you not watch
I've gotten through 30 minutes of Sancho.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I got an hour and 30 to go.
Yeah. You got time.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Discord links in the description below where you can talk to us about anything you want. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss another review that drops on the channel. Make sure that you also follow us on your favorite podcast app of choice. All that helps us out so much. And leave a 5-star review on that app. We'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. But for now, we want to thank our wonderful patrons. Without them, none of this is possible. We're going to be continuing on with our Last of Us Season 2 reviews. And then I think we're going to just decide on Andor doing a Season 2 review.
I'm thinking just a Season 2 review because the way they're dropping the episodes is dumb.
Yeah, it is.
It's just dumb.
Yeah, it is. So we'll be doing that, but we're gonna be continuing on with this Season 2 reviews of Last of Us Last of Us Season 2. But for now, that's all we got for you guys, Brad. Let's go ahead and get him out of here.
All right, Raul. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you to Stacey for joining us in chat once again today. Thank you to listeners out there, our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, I'll just say it again. Don't waste an episode if you're only putting out 9 episodes because you're going to get a low score from me. And I'm going to hate you for the rest of my life. So, with that said, Young Yoda out.
Anybody want to play some golf?